Today on The Riff, we talk about spiritual formation, and naturally, kickball enters the discussion. We hope today is helpful. Thanks for listening.
Riff, Raff, we are back, and I already have a bone to pick with John Martz. He told me as soon as we walked in here, well, he said, hey, I don't sound good on the riff. That's what he said to me. And
maybe self-induced.
And as the executive producer, mixer, and producer, I took it personal.
You took that personally, huh?
So today, it is my goal to make sure that John Martz sounds perfect on this podcast.
If I had a cold, then I knew my voice would sound silky smooth. But without a cold, it kind of sounds a little high and tinny. But that's a me problem. I don't think that's an executive producer thing. I think that's a me thing, and I'm going to do better.
Thank you. I wasn't looking for an apology, but when it came,
well, because people are watching,
you received it.
I did receive it
only because people are watching. If we were in private, I don't know if I'd say that. So,
but we got myself, we got Jen, and we got John here on the riff, and we have a plan today. We have a plan that we're actually going to talk about something that we have talked about previously. So it is the riff, but it's kind of a predetermined
Martz riff. It's a prepared riff.
It's a prepared riff.
Here's the thing: even if we have talked about it before, it's remembering what we talked about. That's sometimes the hard thing. So we may be re-riffing it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to give an update on the search process. Jen?
I am. I'll give the update on the search process.
Walk us through what we got.
So we are in the month of September. We've received over 20 applications and are walking through the process. So at this point, everyone's been communicated with, whether we're going to continuing to walk through the process with them or not. And just so grateful for the number of people that applied, that took time and their heart and their prayer to put their name in it. And so from here, we're continuing to walk through the process. We still don't have a timeline. We're taking as much time as we need to make sure that we get the right person in the role, and really still working hand in hand with the board to talk with them about who's come in, what those conversations have been like, and starting some interview process.
I love it. One of the things you say too, and I've had a couple of questions on this, when we say we don't have a timeline, that doesn't mean we're just kind of like, whatever. No. The right person will come. Like we've got dates that we want to hit, but what we're not going to do is we're not going to sacrifice the process for the date. So if we see that we need 2 more interviews or 2 more rounds, like we're going to take the time to do that. We're not just going to go through the one interview process and be like, well, October 7th was the date that we said that we would give the names to the board. So that's a bummer. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take our time. We're going to walk through the process. So while we do have a timeline, we don't have a timeline, right?
That's right. And I think the interviews, what happens now is the search team goes through the first round of interviews. We may have some follow-up questions for those people. And when we feel really confident, then that group will go to the board, and then the board will start their part of the process.
Yep. So, and the board will have the same type of setup to where, they've got a timeline, but they don't have a timeline, right? Like they're not going to sacrifice the process for the timeline. That's right. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm excited, actually. I really am excited.
I am too. I will also say I have enjoyed the process and the people on the search team, learning from them, learning the questions that they ask and what they see and what corners they're looking around. And I have been wildly interested in how that has gone and how much care every person is bringing to the interviews.
I agree. There's a guy on the search team.
Oh, I already know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I was going to talk about me.
Okay.
Is that what you're thinking too?
Okay, hold on. This guy on the search team, I don't know if you're going to talk about the guy that I'm thinking, but the guy that you're talking about thinks that he's better than me at ping pong.
Oh, you're talking about Jake Smith.
That's what I was
saying. Oh, no, I was going to talk about myself. No. Okay, it is Jake Smith. So Jake joined us for a master class, I don't know, a year and a half ago, probably somewhere in that area. He runs an organization out in Nashville. He's a discipleship and leadership coach with Plumline. And he's brilliant. So I've got a thing right now where anytime he mentions a book, I just buy it.
Me too.
So Jen and I showed up at the office and she's like, hey, I just bought this. I was like, I did too. Yeah, that's exactly. But it's so fun just to get to be in the room with the people that are in the room, people that love North Point, that understand the mission of North Point, and that are dedicated to making sure that it prevails. So it's been a great process, and I've also enjoyed the interim process. I do. I'm biased, okay, but I think we've got a great interim leader.
Oh, we got a great interim team. That's how I feel.
Oh,
that's how I feel.
Oh, humble.
There we go.
Is this
Here
the part where we talk about me? I feel like we want to talk about me. I feel like that's what you're kind of getting to. And yes, I'm blushing, but I did say all of that to just say thank you. That's what I said.
You're welcome.
Marsh, you're doing a great job, man.
You.
It's a lot of weight to put on your shoulders, and your calves have gotten much stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. Lower body specifically, absolutely. But yeah, and again, it's not something I carry alone. And one of the beautiful things is every single week, people come up to me and the team in the lobby and say, "Hey, how can we help?" And this is the beautiful part about this season is now more than ever, it's just a reminder that this isn't one person's mission. This is all of our mission, and we all carry that uniquely. We carry that in our own way, but we carry it. And remember, just whether it's every weekend creating a safe place, whether it's being safe people out in our community, right? The best part about our mission, it doesn't stay inside of our four walls, and helping people discover who Jesus is, the role they play in their life, and then follow him together. And it is awesome to watch. And sometimes when change happens, we never choose that, but it does something in us that, kind of one of the first podcasts we did. It helps us double down on that of you know what? I actually believe this, and more than believing it, I want to live it. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for today and our conversation. We're going to have a conversation that Martz actually was able to lead the entire staff through. And it's about baseball. So
I love baseball.
I know.
So true.
It's so true. That's all I heard really in the talk was
that's
baseball
all you had
stuff.
to hear. Yeah.
But
I
think you
understood
said,
the analogies.
There was an analogy?
Well, yeah. When they were talking about going from base to base, I understood that.
Well, here's the deal. If you're not a baseball fanatic, if you don't know the rules of baseball, this might be a difficult podcast for you. You might pause. You might jog your... Maybe there's a YouTube video, Baseball for Dummies. I don't know. Is that the books? I've read some of those before.
I don't think they have to be an expert in baseball. I think they have to have at some
So
play...
true.
Even if they had played kickball, I think
honestly, yes.
Wiffle ball.
You know what?
It doesn't have
I
to
could
be
change
baseball.
this kickball.
Yep,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So every person that went to elementary school that played kickball is going to understand this.
Yeah, that's so true. Maybe we make it about kickball instead of baseball.
I like that.
Okay.
All right. So walk us through what you walked the entire staff through.
Yeah. Well, one of the first things to think about. Okay. I want to talk for a second about programs. All right. Maybe you've heard programs before. It'd be anything we offer that kind of, maybe it's extra, or maybe you're trying to target a specific audience. But we've had a lot of programs at North Point. I know churches have a lot of programs in general. Some churches, that's their bread and butter, and other churches have less. Some have very targeted programs. But walk me through. Throw out as many programs as we can.
Party in the Path.
I knew you were going to say that.
Party in
first.
the Path.
I knew you were going to say that
Give
first.
back.
Give back. Yeah. Yeah, that can be a program.
Groups.
Second Saturday.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Masterclass.
Masterclass.
Like a men's or women's breakfast.
Both
Kid
of
camp.
them.
Both of them.
Student camp.
Student camp.
Yeah.
I was going to name student camp. No, I
already got it.
No, you
were
got
too
that
slow.
one. You got that one.
Is there any in the past that we've stopped doing?
Party in the Path.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah,
already
that
brought that
was-
one up. That's so weird. Okay, here's the deal. One of the very first things I had not been put in charge of very many things. All right, when I was younger, and one of the very first things I got to lead, which was a smashing failure. I don't know.
It was an event.
It was an event.
It was
It
a
was a
learning.
program.
It was a learning event.
It was
There
a
were wins
program.
and learnings.
Yeah.
This was
So,
a learning.
Yeah.
so our whole goal out of this was, how do we have, it's almost like it was like a mash class before a mash class, okay? Whereas let's throw a party where a bunch of people gather and then we create a path for them as they leave, right? Of, hey, when you leave, right? Great premise, by the way. It wasn't even my idea.
A party in the path.
It's a party in a path.
Yeah.
And so we were like, let's do one for couples. Right, let's do a couples party in a path. And so a bunch of couples showed up at North Point, and we had, tell them the best part.
We had a chocolate fountain.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That didn't have chocolate in it.
Ketchup and mustard.
Ketchup and mustard. 2 of them. We had a ketchup and a mustard. And if you're wondering, does the ketchup just flow naturally? It doesn't.
No.
We had to add vegetable oil to it in order for it to actually flow.
It was a little clumpy.
It was clumpy until it wasn't because we added so much oil to it. And
Then it
we
was
had-
just red oil.
That is pretty oily.
Kind of.
Yeah.
More of a tomato paste oil type of deal. And then we had tiny little corn dogs that you
Well,
just,
yeah.
stick right in there. And
It was
then,
great. It was like a fondue fountain.
it was
of-
awesome.
Yeah, ketchup
and
and
did we
mustard.
keep it for the weekend? Absolutely. We
Well,
just
why
ran
wouldn't
it
You
for
got a
3
good
days
thing.
straight.
If it ain't
You
broke,
gotta
don't
keep
fix it. Yeah.
Does ketchup go bad running through a fountain?
It didn't in 3 days with that much oil preservatives. It was fine.
Yeah, that thing could put that sucker in a bunker. That
was
thing might
fine.
last. Anyway, we've had a lot of programs. I wouldn't say that was our most successful program. Our whole thought was, hey, take a box with you, go start a group. I wouldn't say it was, you know what, just maybe it was the execution of it. But so we've had a lot of programs. And sometimes when you run a program or you do something, you try something new, you're wondering, like, did it work? And sometimes you have differing opinions. And it's hard to judge, which I would say is like whether or not that event won. Did it win? Which is hard language to use because you feel like, well, it's kind of subjective. Like if we won or not. Like, did a bunch of people show up? Maybe that's how we know that we won. Did we feel like the person who spoke was really good, right? Like, is that how we won? Did we execute our plan really well? Is that how we won? And sometimes the answer is like yes, and sometimes it's no, but you come out with like an anecdotal story of why this was a success because one person, and it's like, yeah, and that's great, right? But it's so hard sometimes to walk away from things and know whether you won or not. And sometimes it's hard to walk away even from a weekend and know, hey, did we win or did we not? And was it just a bunch of people showed up? Was that the win? Was it just that like we feel like that prayer was really good or that message was really good? Is that how we won? Was there just something unique in Kid Point and that's what made it win? It's hard to walk out of like a program and know if you won or not. And so really our whole goal is how do you bring clarity to that? And one of the few ways to know that you won is instead of thinking in programs, you think in steps. So we've got 1 million programs we can do. But the question is, why are we doing those programs? And what are those programs leading people to? And so when you talk about, let's go kickball. Okay, you're talking about kickball.
Oh, yeah.
A little kickball
Yeah,
going on right now.
absolutely.
Okay, if I am, I played a lot. I've dabbled. 4th grade, 5th grade.
Are we talking? Okay, just so I can get it, in my brain. Are we talking like fast pitch kickball, where you can bounce the kickball as the pitcher, or are we talking roll slow?
No.
No.
But it's call your shot. So I would always ask, slow baby bouncy. That's how I want it.
You're a slow baby bouncy.
I'm a slow baby bouncy. Give me a slow baby bouncy, and I'm gonna kick that thing over there.
do it. I can't do any.
What
bounce.
are you going?
I want a slow
Slow
roll.
smooth?
I want a slow roll, like where it almost stops to where it gets to me.
Okay.
Because then that's where I can just where do I want to go with it.
So you're trying to hit a single.
I'm trying to hit a single every time.
Pick a
I want to
single.
get on base. I'm not.
Interesting.
You're going big with a small baby bouncy. I know that.
I'm trying to kick a homer every time I kick. Absolutely.
Jen, what kind of pitcher you wanting? Are you?
I'm not sure. I wish that we would have stuck with baseball. I guess I'm not going for a single. I'm probably going for a home run.
Let's go.
So you want a slow baby bouncy?
a slow baby bouncy.
Because you want it to get a
I've
little
never
bit of
said that
bounce
out
that you
loud
can
before.
really just connect when it's right there in the air and
Yeah.
just send it flying.
I want to win. So if that's what it takes for me to win, that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
that's a good that leads in because the whole idea is like when you're up to kick in kickball, what's your goal, right? And sometimes we could think, well, I just want to kick the ball really hard. Is that how I know that I had a successful at kick? Is that what we call it? At bat, at kick? Okay. Did I kick it really far? Right? Sometimes we're like, that's like, I know that's how I did. Sometimes it's, I had a plan in my head to kick it to right field. Did I execute that plan? And I kicked it to right field. Is that
Because
the
that was
win?
the weak link.
Right, always. Yeah, if you wanted to get a home run, you kick that little thing to right field and then it starts going out of bounds a little bit and you just go all around the bases. Absolutely. You know my strategy now. So sometimes we think like maybe that's how we win. But honestly, how you start to win is if you get on base. And then beyond getting on base, it's if you get the base runners home. Like that's how you win. And so sometimes things can become very complex and very like there's all these complexities to business, to church, to life, to programs, to things that we're doing. And it's how do we make it simple? And really, it's thinking through that analogy. So when we think through our mission, right, of a safe place to help people find and follow Jesus, really some of the first things that was helpful for us is just identifying not what are some programs that help people find and follow Jesus, because that becomes very abstract, that becomes very subjective kind of. And it's saying, actually, instead of thinking programs, how do we take people through the steps of finding Jesus and the steps of following Jesus? And so one of the first things we had to do is just identify what would be some of those steps. And so for finding Jesus, for following Jesus, we kind of picked 4 bases each. And how do we get people through those bases? And this isn't to develop like a formula for your faith. That's not our goal. And sometimes you go out of order. So this is where the analogy starts to fall apart. All right. But the whole idea is, if you don't identify where the bases are first, it doesn't matter how hard you kick a ball. It doesn't matter how far you kick a ball. Like if you don't know where the base is, like you just be out there running and you can have an amazing kick. And like, I don't know how to score. Like, I don't know how to win. I don't know how to get home or get on base. So even in identifying that, one of the first things we looked at is like, what are some steps to helping people find Jesus? And one of the first things we came up with was just investment, like invest. Like someone invests in you. Like if you're someone who maybe you think back to your journey of discovering who Jesus is. So a lot of times it takes somebody that invested in you. And maybe it was a parent. Maybe it was like a family member. Maybe it was some books you read and they were authors even though it might not even have been that personal, but there was an investment that's made somehow, some way, for you to be able to like kind of see something that you didn't see, or to be open to a relationship that you didn't have before. And so generally that first base we would say is investment. Like you've been invested in somehow, some way. And then the next step would be invitation. So invite, right? So when you think about that, it's not necessarily like, oh, that someone would invite you to church, and that's the next step, right? If I've got a neighbor, I invested in them, which give me a couple of ways. What would an investment look like if you're investing in your neighbor?
I don't know about, I could go neighbor, but I think for me, like, sometimes I'll make an investment in like my kids' friends.
Yeah.
Right. So like Cooper will have a friend stay the night. And if they're staying the night on multiple times in a row, and we get to every Sunday, I'm saying, hey, I just need you to pick up so-and-so by X amount of time so that Cooper and I can get to church. At a certain point, there's the invite can come next, right? The investment has come from months and months and months of my house being a safe house.
Yes.
The friendship of Cooper and his buddy being a good friendship, right? Them feeling comfortable with him staying the night at my house, eating meals with us, doing those things, to a point where that investment is, I'm steady, right? I show up the same way every time. I show up at the sporting events. I show up at my house. I have an investment in this relationship, not only with the kid, but with the parents. And then the invite can come next, and the invite can simply be, hey, if or do you want to pick him up by this amount of time, or can he just come with us to church, right? And that's happened a handful of times for me in the last year, where we've brought one of his friends to church that had never been before.
Yeah, okay. So I went through a season to where I would only invest in people because I wanted to get them to North Point. And then when I got him here, I was like, I don't even know you, right? Like,
yep.
I like Jen's way better. So that's
well, it's foundational, right? It's the relationship.
It is.
And I think that is the investment comes from the relationship. And there are lots of Cooper's friends that have never come with us to North Point because that opportunity hasn't presented itself. And it may never, and that's okay. I still love those kids. I still love those parents, and it's awesome. And every once in a while, after enough investments, this door opens up where they ask a question of, hey, could he come with you? Could we meet you there? Could we do this?
And I think that's the key. I think the most impactful times that somebody has been, or I have invited someone, is usually when they invite themselves.
Yeah.
And that's telling me like, oh, like I wasn't even, I just like being with you. I've just like investing in your life.
They feel invested in.
Yeah, because you're genuinely doing it. So there was a shift for me. I mean, it was probably, I don't know, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, that it was like, oh, yeah, I got it. Okay.
This isn't an agenda-driven thing
at all.
It's hey, I'm investing in you, not so that one day you'd come to North Point. It's investing in you
because you're a human.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can have an ultimate motive, right? I don't want to have an ulterior motive, but I can have an ultimate motive that, hey, I just believe everyone's best life is found in Jesus. But that's not why I'm friends with you. And
right.
so it starts with that investment oftentimes, and then it goes to, an invite. And that invite does not need to be to church. It can be, right? For some people, that's a natural next step. For a lot of people, that might not be, right? It's an invitation to life. Like, what are you doing, right? Hey, I'm inviting you to
the sleepover, the
Absolutely.
birthday party, the lunch, the coffee, doesn't matter.
100%. And oftentimes those invitations just keep coming. Hey, maybe that is an invitation hey, here's a book that's been really helpful for me, right? An invitation to vulnerability, an invitation to Jesus, right? A lot of times people experience who Jesus is well before they walk through the doors of a church.
That's right.
And I think that's actually really helpful to understand, because as you're investing in people, or you get invested in, I would want to, the only way that I would accept an invitation that comes next is if I actually felt like I liked that person and I wanted to. Like, if I handed out everyone at North Point an invitation to my birthday party, they would probably be like some would be like, I know John, that sounds great. Others would be like, I don't even know who he is. Why would I go? Absolutely. Because there, I guess, hasn't really been an investment, right?
Are you planning on having a birthday party?
It's not till January.
Because I haven't seen anything. I'm
preparing.
Okay.
Behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just throwing a bunch of slow baby bouncies out there.
Come on.
Just anywhere you go.
Here we go.
All right.
So we got hey, well, invest. The second step would be invite. Third step would be, and really these two kind of come together, seen and known. Okay. So invest, invite, seen and known. And this is one of those things where I think this can happen outside of North Point, but I absolutely believe this could happen inside of North Point. As people get invited to people's life, which hopefully a piece of your life is something that you think brings you life, which could be North Point. It could be a service. It could be a program. Absolutely. But in that, how are we helping people feel seen and known? So even the volunteers that every single weekend show up to North Point, and they aren't just like watching kids in Kid Point, and they aren't just like opening up doors. Like, we could put up door stops if we needed to. That's not the win.
You can get for a good cost.
Yeah,
I've looked them up.
Seriously.
And they are not expensive. So we'll talk later. Yeah.
So here's the deal. We can figure that out. What it is it's helping people feel seen and feel known. And I understand that some people want to come to North Point. They want to heal. They want to hide. Absolutely. Our goal is we don't have an expectation on where you need to be, but I want you to know that when you walk through the doors at North Point, you are seen.
I had a conversation with a guy just this weekend, and he was talking to me about how he had shown up at North Point because he wanted to be anonymous. He didn't want to be seen. He didn't want to be known. He just wanted to blend in. Right. And he was like, and I found it here. And he's like, the beauty is this place didn't keep me there. Right. So it's such a reminder of we are creating this safe space to help you probably feel maybe anonymous, but our ultimate goal is we want to see you. Right. And it might not be now. It might not be today.
Totally.
And we hopefully understand that and have the patience for it. But I just thought it was exactly what you're talking about right now was that conversation.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, there is no timeline to that. Right. But we want you to feel seen. We want you to feel known. And this is part of the point of a lot of people that show up in North Point are like, hey, I never imagined going to a big church. I'm same, right? I did not grow up in that environment. That's not what I expected. That certainly wasn't the draw that, they're really big. That's why I want to go there. In fact, a lot of time that's a deterrent, because there's a good chance that I show up week in, week out, months, maybe years, and people don't know me. And that's I don't want anyone showing up to North Point being on the day they die, and then, a pastor does their funeral and they're like, hey, what was their name again? Well, you were their pastor. Are you kidding me? At that point, we're too big. But here's the beautiful thing is that it's not just staff that walks people through these steps. These are volunteers. These are people. You don't have to volunteer. You just have to say, hey, I want to own this mission and walk people through this mission. And that's the beautiful part, is that it takes all of us, and it's not one person. It's not just the staff. It is all of us grabbing hold of this mission and owning this and walking through. But if you can't repeat this, then it's hard to repeat it. And so this is why it's like, let's identify these bases. Let's identify these steps.
You have that tattooed on your side.
Somewhere.
I know, on your side. Yeah.
Oh, my side?
You can only repeat the repeatable in cursive.
So
I'm
true.
guessing.
I can't read cursive though.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not really good at that.
I can't listen.
That's
I'm
hard.
not. Here's a tangent. But we got a thank you card, and Jamie was like, "It's so you need to read it," and I get it. And I'm like,
she's like crying, and you're like,
she
I
was
don't know.
so emotional, and I'm like, babe,
Can you read it to me?
I don't know the first couple words. It's very swoopy. Like all the handwriting was very swoopy. And I'm like, just give me an R, just a hard S. That's what I'm looking for. So
some sort of identifiable thing, and then you can make it fit.
It's hard. It's hard for me. I'm working on it. Keep going.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so really that's like the fine part that we would say, hey, because a lot of people's spiritual formation, or people would say like discipleship process, a lot of their discipleship processes start when you find Jesus. Okay, now that you found Jesus, let's walk through. We've got this, and this, and here's the steps. And but what's so beautiful about a place like this, and I know we're not the only ones like this, but it's beautiful when a process like this can start and like meet you where you are at. It doesn't have to like, okay, and when you walk through the doors of a church, now it's like, hey, no, this starts way before that. This starts outside of our four walls. This starts in our community. This starts with North Pointers being safe people. And that's not just like so that people can, yell or air their frustrations or vent toward you. This is to help them actually take steps in their faith before they realize that they're taking steps in their faith. That's the beautiful thing. All right, do you want to hit follow for the next episode?
A part 2?
Oh my! I don't know.
I've never been part of a part 2 before.
They're incredible because we leave on a cliffhanger.
Is this it?
No, we'll come up with it, and then and you'll know it. You'll know it when you say it. They'll be like, and then we'll stop the episode, and then people will be like, "Give us the next one," and like we'll get calls. And I've never heard them say that, but I'm imagining it. And we get like calls and emails and texts, and they're like, "When's part 2 come out?" So again, never happened. We've done multiple part 2s, but I'm guessing that's probably they just don't have my number. So I can't.
They are probably like hitting like refresh. Like, did they just drop it right away? Or are they going to wait an entire week to get an episode 2 going? Okay. I don't know.
So that's those are the 4 in the find category.
Tell me those one more time. If we were walking through, what are the steps again?
You're going to look at invest first, right? And then invite and seen and known. Those are the 4 categories that we're looking at for find. And historically, I just feel like North Point has been known for being strong within those spaces, right? I think that we do it naturally. I think that people that are on mission find that to be a driving factor. But there's a secret that we've actually got follow in our mission as well. And I think we're secretively pretty committed to it. So I'm excited to go over this next week.
I'm not even gonna sleep. I might just stay right here.
No, you'll need to. It's 7 days from now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna want to sleep.
I'll try.
For sure.
I'll try
because that's gonna be way unhealthy.
I'll try.
Okay, Jen, are you ready for part 2?
I'm ready for part 2. Let's go.
No, not now.
Oh.
No, it can't. This is a cliffhanger. So right now you're like, let's go. So now it's like a roller coaster.
I'm sorry.
So
a lot of emotions right now.
So we will return with the final 4. So if you're wondering, we're not gonna.
If you want to win this kickball game and be on our team,
find Martz, find Jen in the lobby. But I doubt they're gonna tell you. You're gonna have to wait.
I'm a vault.
Riff, Raff. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Riff. We'll have a brand new episode every week, wherever you find podcasts.